So this video is part of a sequence we will be doing for athletes who love weightlifting or functional fitness type moves, such as box jumps, double unders, jumping rope, running, and deep squat moves, right? Squat cleans, snatches, things like that. For this video, we're going to start from the bottom. So this will be all about calf flexibility, ankle mobility, releasing this area so that you can get deep into squats, and also, you know, when your calves are really sore from all the movements and jumping that you're doing, you can release them. So we'll start on the hands and knees. Come to your hands and knees. Just a little note about the hands, we're not going to focus too much on them. Go ahead and spread your fingers wide apart and press down the inner edges of your hands. They tend to lift up a lot, this part of your hand. Go ahead and press that knuckle that meets the index finger down into the ground. Take a deep breath in and curl your toes underneath you. And then as you exhale, lift your knees and hips to the sky. We call this downward facing dog, right? When you straighten your legs, your back rounds like this, go ahead and just keep your knees bent. Cool? So take a big breath, and as you exhale, try to stretch your left heel closer to the ground. And then as you inhale, bend that knee again, lift the heel up. And as you exhale, try to stretch your right heel down to the ground. Continue that a couple times. So inhale, just bend the knees. Exhale, stretch your left heel down. If you can, try to get your toes off the ground. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, stretch the right heel to the ground. Try to get your toes off the ground. We'll go one more time. Inhale, both heels up. Exhale, one heel down. Inhale, exhale, right heel down. Now, do the best that you can, bend both knees, and as you exhale, see if you can get both heels towards the floor while trying your best to lift your toes up off the ground. And then walk your hands back to your feet. So for some of you, having straight legs and touching the floor might just be a ridiculous thought. That's okay. Bend your knees as much as you need to just to hang into the ground. Place your hands on your hips. Draw your shoulders back, and as you inhale, go ahead and stand up. So often when we're doing movements like deep squatting, it's actually the ankle mobility and tightness in the calves that can restrict the depth of the squat. So a little fun exercise that we can play with is get a blanket, any blanket will do, and fold it up. I'm going to fold this one up 3 times. Fold it up so it gives you a pretty high lift, and then step on the blanket with your feet parallel to each other and your heels lifted on the blanket. So take a deep breath and stretch your arms over your head. Try to keep your arms right beside your ears. Weight into the blanket. So put weight back in your heels. You can lift the toes up, the balls of your feet will stay down, and see with your feet parallel if you can track those knees just straight forward over your toes, weighted in your heels, how low can you squat? And then come on back up. Now it's not often that we squat like that, right? So go ahead and turn your toes out. You might have to take your feet a little wider, but weight back into your heels, right? Even pull the base of the tibia back and see if you can keep those knees tracking right over your toes, arms over your head, if you can squat down pretty easily when you've relieved some of the stretch that's needed in the calves. Inhale, come on, back up. And then step off the blanket. So maybe you work your squat like that. Again, if that was pushing your limit. But if you have more, go ahead and unwind your blanket one level. And try it again. So we'll do this maybe 5 times together. First, feet parallel, toes lifted. Press and weight back through the heels. Drag the base of the shin bones back. Inhale, take your arms over your head. And then as you exhale, see how low you can squat. Put the weight back in the heels. Make sure that your knees are tracking. I like to look at the center of the kneecap, or really you're looking at the top of the tibia. Points right over the second toe. Yeah? And then come on back up. Take your feet a little wider. Turn your toes out, arms up over your head. And again, squat down. So we just give the calves a little release in the squat.